Young people, listen up. This doesn't just affect the elderly. It affects everybody, and here is eloquent proof of it. A 12-year-old girl with this disease is on a ventilator, and she is fighting for her life. And doctors have already said that yes, even though young people generally are not deleting from this thing going around, it ravages their lungs and it will give them extreme health conditions later on. Emma, a 12-year-old girl, is fighting for her life in an Atlanta hospital after testing positive for this thing, according to her cousin. Justin Anthony told CNN that Emma was diagnosed with pneumonia on March 15th and tested positive for that thing on Friday night. As of Saturday, she was on a ventilator and is currently in stable condition, Anthony said. Emma had no pre-existing conditions, she has not traveled recently, and it is unknown how she contracted the virus, according to Anthony. Children's Healthcare of Atlanta Scottish Rite Hospital confirmed that a current patient tested positive for this thing, though it declined to go into details, obviously for her protection and her privacy. Young people, this affects you. And not only does it affect you, it affects everybody. Why would you even risk going out and being asymptomatic and a carrier and infecting other people? That's irresponsible of you. The patient remains in isolation, and we have consistently used appropriate precautions. Additional details will not be released due to patient privacy laws, said hospital spokeswoman Jessica Pope. Health experts have said that the elderly and those with underlying health conditions are most at risk from deletion from this thing. Children are contracting and spreading it, but they are generally, and in the most part, mild cases. Out of nearly 45,000 confirmed cases in China through February 11th, there was only one in someone younger than 20, one deletion. According to the Chinese Center for Disease Control and Prevention, and no deaths among children younger than 10. Whoop, I let that one slip. No, this video's toast. Thanks, YouTube. Appreciate it. Out of 731 confirmed and 1,412 suspected cases of this thing in children in China, one child, a 14-year-old boy, deleted, according to a new study that will be published in the Journal of Pediatrics in June. Nearly 6% of children's cases were severe, compared with 18.5% of adults experiencing severe symptoms, the study found. Now, if you want to gamble with 6% of your life, that's up to you, but you do not have the right to gamble with other people's lives being asymptomatic and walking around and spreading it because, well, you're not taking any precautions. And I see a bunch of people all throughout the day and all online that say, well, this doesn't affect me, so why should I care? So I get a little bit sick, so why should I care? Okay, your life, fine. If you can isolate yourself and you don't care, but what about other people's lives? Can you guarantee that you aren't going to spread it to other people? You cannot possibly do that. You can't. So just take precautions. Be a human being. Young adults have better outcomes than the elderly, but they too are not immune to the virus. A report issued Wednesday by the U.S. Centers of Disease Control and Prevention shows younger people are making up a big portion of hospitalizations. Up to 20% of them are young adults between the ages of 20 to 44. 20%, that's 20% of our healthcare system being used up. Think about it. The study analyzed the cases of about 2,500 patients in the U.S. whose ages were known. There were no ICU admissions reported for those under age 19, the report said. Anthony told CNN he has Emma's mother's approval to tell her story. He said he wants people to know the seriousness of this thing. And we appreciate that. We do. We really, really, truly do. I know firsthand how dangerous it is, he said. Everyone keeps saying it doesn't impact younger people. But there's a 12-year-old fighting for her life. People need to practice social distancing. People need to take care of their children. People need to take this seriously. People need to wash their hands. People need to think about other people. I mean, my God, my father's surgery has been canceled. And yes, while the surgery in of itself was not a life-saving surgery, the surgery was something that was both a quality of life and extension of life surgery. It is absurd that we are at a point where we are triaging. Please, just use some common sense, you know. Use some common sense. We cannot overload our healthcare system. It would be bad. It would be a domino effect. It really hits home when you have an elderly parent and they cancel a pretty damn important surgery. You know what I mean? It's absurd. On Sunday, there were more than 500 confirmed cases of this thing in Georgia, including 20 deletions according to the latest data. That's what I got on this one, man. You guys keep safe. You guys, keep informed. The news is your friend. One of these days, YouTube is going to realize that the news is your friend as well. But that's what I got on this one. I will see you guys on the next one. I love you guys. Take care.